Also another deep one. Yeah, pretty deep. Pretty long as well. Guess I should leave a bit of space. Ideally I want to do it stood up, but I was thinking there's further to put your feet down then. But we'll try it stood up. Some big bumps there, I can see by that Himalayan. You just don't want to be close behind somebody, because if they stop, you've got to stop, haven't you? There's some big bumps there. You know, that's deep. Not the line I wanted. Fuck me, that's deep. I guess that's airbox deep. Damn.
I bottomed out the skid plate a few times.
I saw you hit a rock, and yeah, that's deep, isn't it?
But there was no water, it'd be easy.
Hi, Donny Dave here. I'm in Wales this weekend. This is Nathan the Postman's Welsh weekend, and it's in a place called Woodhouse Farm, or the Mid Wales Bunk Barn, where we're based. And it's a trail riding and road riding weekend. And I turned up on the Thursday, so I've met one or two of the people who were here. And I'm camping in the van this weekend. There was an option. You could either camp in tents, or you could camp in your own van, or there is a bunkhouse. That's the bunkhouse with all the bikes parked out the back. Yeah, a few bikes parked up here, a couple of 390s, Himalayan, a couple of CCM, I think they're like 220s, ex-army bikes, big KTM, another Himalayan, some road bikes there. This is the bunkhouse where most of the guys are staying. I've not actually been inside it, but there's a kitchen, there's a little bathroom and stuff. Well, we're setting out from the bunkhouse. I've joined on with a group of guys led by a kid called Luke. I think he's from Devon or somewhere. And he's got his own routes for this this ride. Nathan has supplied a route, but I think these guys particularly want to have a go at Strata Florida, which is obviously well known, and they've worked out a route to take that in. I'm going to do it with them. Whether I do that part depends on how deep it is. We'll see when we get there. So it looks like there's 7 of us in this group. I know, because I've just shut the gate after 5 and then 2 more turned up. So there's 7 of us, I need to bear that in mind. We're now going through Rayada, or Raida, which is the nearest town to where we're based, and I guess this is the nearest petrol stations. I've just seen 2 nearest shops as well, I guess. So today it looks like we've got 5 of these CCM 220s, which I'm not familiar with, but they're a small, low, compact little bike, very lightweight, and I guess they're ideal for these trails. Probably not great for the roads because they're low geared, and I think one of the lads said they're only doing about 45 on the road. And then I've got me on the CRF, which is the second heaviest bike, and then there's a lad on a Himalayan. I think it's the new 450 Himalayan, which is heavier than this. I think they're about 195 kilos, and I think he's the guy who said he might miss out the Strata Florida and do an alternate. I think there might be a couple of lads doing the alternative. I'm going to play that one by ear, see how deep it is. I reckon I'll probably end up doing it, but at least there's somebody with me this time to help me if I do get stuck. So this is the River Elan,
So we're presumably in the Elan Valley now. I've ridden that off-road, and in fact the ACT also runs through the Elan Valley. It's a beautiful, picturesque place, and it's a popular place for motorcycling. So it looks like we're heading that way. Yeah, we seem to be climbing up a bit now, and it's actually brightened up, which is a bonus. Yeah, this is just a nice sort of gravel path through the trees. It's nice. Not too difficult so far. Although one lad did come off, he's on a borrowed bike. It's the same sort of bike that he's used to. He's got a CCM himself, but it's got the standard sort of road tyres on, and his has got knobblies on. And I think it handles quite differently. He wasn't hurt, fortunately. Bit of a little stream here. Don't look very deep. Cafe stop at the Trout Inn. All stopped here for a coffee, and unsurprisingly tools are out, and Hector here is doing a bit of work on one of the CCMs. The baffle keeps falling out. Completely reliable bike.
I put an aftermarket exhaust on it, and that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
So,
This is a lovely little road just running down the side of a valley. You can see the little stream in the bottom, and you can see the road going off into the distance with all the bikes just strung out. Great little road. Just got to watch out for cars though. Some great little twisties climbing up here. Yeah, the guy on the Himalayan's doing pretty well. He said he wasn't that experienced, and it is quite a heavy bike, but he seems to be pretty good. He has come all the way over from Ireland for this trip as well. Apparently there's not a great deal of legal off-roading in Ireland. So we're actually on Strata, Florida now, and these guys coming the other way, two bikes coming the other way, are just warning us about some 4x4s up ahead, I think. And yeah, the guy on the Himalayan used to ride enduros and stuff when he was younger. That's why it's quite good. Strata, Florida is known for its deep water crossings, so I'm expecting it to drop down to the river, because on videos that I've seen it looks like it either just goes literally down the river, or the river floods onto it or whatever, and runs parallel with the river. But I know it is known for deep water. So it looks like we've hit the water. So it's just a crossing of the river here by the look of it. Yeah. Yeah, I think people were going to try and stop there and get a video of other people coming through that water, but everybody was on top of it before we had time to stop. Looks like an inspection of the water crossing taking place. Well, let's have a look.
Don't forget Luke's really short as well, so
Yeah. Yeah.
just a bit more like it.
That's one way to find out.
Bit's alright, it's the fucking next bit, it's the tricky bit.
Is it?
I said, well, the next bit looks deep, doesn't it?
Yeah.
My feet are wet. I don't want to get my feet wet.
Looks like Luke's doing the depth test and he's up to the top of his boots.
We go for it.
We're going for it, eh?
Stop.
Well, it's through. Yeah, he's got through all right. Yeah, well, we'll have a go.
I need a slack.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty deep. Taking a different line. Oh no. That's pretty deep, is that, innit? Oh. Well done. Don't know which way they've gone. Oh well. It's probably wet both ways. Oh, looks like more water here. That looks quite deep. Wow, it is. Make sure everybody gets through. Yeah. I decided not to do that one because it's quite a slippy climb out. There's only one lad did it. Just the bikes are just a bit heavy if it came unstuck. pretty rocky. The guy in the Himalayas got through though. He's a good rider. Also another deep one. Yeah, pretty deep. Pretty long as well. Guess I should leave a bit of space. Ideally I want to do it stood up, but I always think there's further to put your feet down then. But we'll try it stood up. Some big bumps there I can see by that Himalayan. You're starting to be close behind somebody, because if they stop, you've got to stop, haven't you? There's some big bumps there. You know, that's deep. Not the line I wanted. Fuck me, that's deep. I guess that's airbox deep. Damn.
I bottomed out the skid plate a few times.
I saw you hit a rock, and yeah, that's deep, isn't it?
Deep, but there was no water, it'd be easy.
Nearly. Yeah, got a big drop off now. That looked deep. That is deep, isn't it? Oh, that's deep. Oh, that's my fucking feet wet. Oh, piss wet through. So much for dry feet. I'm wet up to here now.
Yeah, literally. Through, definitely up to the airport. Here.
Boats are full of water now. Well, I managed to stay on the bike, but I had to put my feet down on that one, and now I'm wet right up to my thighs. I managed to stay on the pegs for all the rest, and because I've got sealskin socks on, I think my feet were pretty dry. But that's gone over the top and into my boots now, so that's boots full of water, not just for today, but for tomorrow and Sunday if I ride Sunday. So that's just something I'm going to have to live with, I guess. 4x4 on foreign plates. Czechoslovakia. Cheers. Another water crossing. I don't suppose it matters now, does it? Not from a getting wet point of view anyway. Another Czechoslovakian. Okay. Like a mini Mad Max scene when we all reversed our bikes into there, all these throbbing single cylinder teeny engines. Well, that was a great lunch stop at the Black Lion Hotel. The lady did us coffees and toasties. Looks like quite a nice pub actually. We sat outside, but if you went inside it looks like quite a nice place.
Written on the bog wall. Yeah. Exit goes deeper. It wasn't even a capsule of water.
Just got an issue with one of the CCMs. It looks like he's got water in the airbox, so the guys are just taking the carburettor off, see if there's water in the carb. The air filter's soaked and it's not pulling, so they're just checking to see if there's any water got in the float chamber. Get the experts in action here.
Yeah, it's just dripping out. There's definitely water in that. Look at it. Yeah, yeah, it's beading up. That's full of water. Loads and loads of it. This is your problem.
Yeah, at least if you know what the problem is halfway there though.
What do I do? Do I ride back at 13 miles
It's good
an
fun
hour?
doing it in a group, and if you're on your own you'd be fucked off, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Between two puddles.
Yeah.
Moment of truth then, eh?
Go for it. Oh, he's making us wait, isn't he? Just press the button. Come on. Well, you need to sort this out, don't you?
Looks promising.
Get out your string.
That sounds like it's job done. Well, we're back on the road following the repair to Hector's bike, and basically it seems to have got water into the fuel system, and we think that's obviously happened during the deep water crossings. But while the bike's been parked up while we were having lunch, we reckon the water and the fuel have probably separated, and it's actually pulled the water in when he's set off again. And fortunately, the advantages of having a simple bike and guys who know what they're doing with them, it's really only one Allen key and one screwdriver to get the side panel off, get the carburettor off, drain it all out and put it back together and back on the road again. I don't think it would have been the same if it had happened to my Honda, which is fuel injected. I wouldn't have a clue where to start. But fortunately, a relatively simple carburettor bike, it's a much easier job, certainly at the side of the road. Great little twisty road this. Some tight corners on it. looks like water levels that are really down from where they should be. Must have put all the spare water on these trails for us lads. So it looks like we've caught up with our Czechoslovakian visitors again while they passed us while we were at our lunch stop. Surprisingly dusty along here to say how much water we've been through, but I guess we're higher up now, but a lot of dust off the bike in front. Narrow bridge with no supports on the side. That's a pretty epic dam. Wow.
This is not Cleanbriar. No, this is absolute mesh.
This is the view of Clarwyn Dam from below. Pretty impressive. If I can turn around without falling off my bike. I'm going to say, I thought we would check how deep it was before anybody went in. But Hector's not bothered, is he? Straight in. Looks quite rocky, does that? Yeah. It's not a smooth bottom, is it? Not even worth trying to get your feet up, is it? Yeah, that was pretty deep, that. Pretty stony on the bottom, that, isn't it?
It's a bit tricky, that one, because you hit a lot of rocks in it.
Yeah, it's rocky, isn't it? Yeah, there's a fair bit of current in this crossing, because there's water coming down from the dam and then water coming in from a stream at the side, but the bottom is really rocky, so wet feet again for me. But it's not a smooth bottom at all, it's really rocky, so it knocks you all over the place. Hit a rock there, that was a sketchy moment. Fortunately I had a bank to fall against. I think I'd have been off. And this is pretty deep here. We're nearly we? Wow, that was close. Blimey, it's like a trial section now. This is a rocky old trail, is this? Oops, somebody's off. A big drop-off, so that's probably why. You alright?
I really wanted to stop and take a photograph. It just fucking looked hilarious. It's like he went over the handlebar.
I know I've commented on water levels on previous videos and on this video, but these are really low. So obviously it's as bad in Wales as it is in Yorkshire. Didn't seem to make the water crossings we've done any shallower though. Don't think I'd fancy doing them in winter or after periods of prolonged rainfall. That's it, that's the end of the day, back at the bunkhouse. We just called at Rayada and filled the bikes up on the way back, and some of the guys stocked up with beer. I've got plenty in my van, so okay on the beer front. That's the state of my socks after that ride. Quite a few water crossings there, and that's the price you pay. Just having a quick beer outside the bunk barn, so this is probably a better view of the barn. We're just having a quick beer after the ride today.
The route we done today, I mean, literally, I just went on the green road map and I thought, oh, I'll do 100k 60 miles.
So it's Saturday morning and there's a group of 12 of us just left the bunkhouse and we're heading for Sweet Lamb, which is the training area. So I'm doing a day's training today. I think it'll involve some trail riding later on, but initially it'll be training at their facility, which I think is quite a big place. I'm not sure which manufacturer it is, but hopefully it should be a good day's training. There's always plenty to learn, so we'll see how we get on today. So here we are at Sweet Lamb. I think it might be Ducati that run it now. Oh yeah, there we go, Ducati. So Nathan's arranged for those who want to do some training to get a kind of discounted day. He's done like a group booking, so I think there's 12 of us coming, and I think they've laid on 3 instructors, so it's 1:4 ratio for training. So it's quite a long gravelly road down to here, and it looks like this is the training place itself. I think I've got quite a lot of land here, so might be quite a big place. We've just had a bit of a briefing up in that building there, cup of tea, and signed the various consent forms, and apparently they've got 6,500 acres here. We've just got to keep out of the way of a live long distance firing exercise that's going on somewhere. That's good to know. Just got back from Sweet Lamb, but unfortunately they wouldn't let us film the training itself, which is a bit of a shame really. And we did do quite a few laps of their training circuit in the afternoon, and apparently I could have filmed that. I didn't realise that was the case. I'd already taken the camera mount off the helmet and taken the camera off, so unfortunately I couldn't film any of the training at Sweet Lamb. But it was a decent day out, although I'm still quite tired after a full day riding yesterday and then another day on the bike. But certainly recommend it. It was a good training session and a good day out. Excellent. Here we've got breakfast speed shop style. Here we've got Ben on the grill. Yeah. There we go. Well, that's it. That's the end of the Welsh weekend, courtesy of Nathan and Dorothy's Speed Shop. That was a great weekend. Met a load of great people. Thanks especially to Luke and the Bunkhouse boys for letting me tag along on their ride. One of the best rides I've ever done. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time. Cheers.